RV.media.
Hello, this is Randy Adams. Thank you for tuning in to RV.media. Hey, it's a pleasure to be on radio and with my friend Jace Pierce. We like to talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly about the RV business. Hey, what about making memories? And so much more we've got to offer you, and we want to help you. So go to our website, that's RV.media. If you have any questions or something, or want to talk to us about, or want us to answer any questions, please give us a call. How you doing today, Jace?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good, Randy. And mentioning the website, we have some different areas on there with different kind of apps that'll be good for RVing. You know, the exit sign app, of course, the Waze and Google Maps and RV dump station, the boat ramp app. I've got links to all those on there, whether you got an app or Android.
Hey, I need the dump station app for sure.
You do?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, sometimes that's difficult to get rid of all that. Hey, you ever put ice in one? Put it in your toilet?
Yeah.
That, you know what that does? Going down the road, it cleans all the other stuff off your tank. And that when you drain it with the water, it drains out. It cleans your tank.
Yeah, and we're having a good weekend here, Randy. It's Easter morning. I mean, it's the sun's coming up. And do you have any plans for today?
Well, it's Easter, and a friend of mine's getting baptized, going to church, lunch afterwards, just kind of taking it easy, enjoying everything. May end up at Landa Park, you know, with everybody else. It'll be a full house over there, but I love Landa Park.
I've done that on Easter before. That's a busy. I'm going to stay way far away from there, but that's a good spot for the family. There's other places to go. I mean, we've talked about state parks, we talked about festivals, we talked about events. I mean, there's just a myriad of opportunities, Randy, to do in these RVs. I mean, what's your word and your sense on the market and everything with what's going on with the RVs?
Well, it's amazing how full these RV stations are, and how RV parks, and how many dealerships are full, and it looks like to me it's getting pretty full. So when it gets full, supply and demand, what happens to it? Softens up. I think we've got a little run left from maybe 2-3 weeks or a month. Looks like to me if you've got one you're not using, I think I'd sell it right now. And we're buyers on it. We're buying a lot of RV trailers, motorhomes, looking for all kinds. So give us a call, or give me a call, 830-708-4789. But also definitely go to our website, RV.media, and hey, find out what's going on. 80 parks, state parks, hey, historical markers. There's so much going on, and have an opportunity. Talking about families lately that making memories, going camping. Everybody made memories. Talking to a gentleman last night on a camper that goes in the back of a truck, and he's wanting to buy it. He found out it's sitting on my property. I don't own it, but he was talking about him and his sister, because it was their grandparents, and they camped out, and they just had the best time in that truck camper. 4 of them in a little truck camper, but they made it work. They slept outside sometimes, and sometimes they slept on the seat of the truck, but they made here this man is almost 50, and that's what he was so excited about.
Yeah, and we're going to get into that a little later in the show with, some tips and tricks about RV. We're going to start bringing that into here, and advice and recommendations. One of the things we go over, Randy, is what fun, adventures, memories, and excitement. And the adventures start with different kind of activities. And, there's different types of RVers, Randy. I don't know if you know this or not, which I'm sure you do. There's the weekenders, there's the full-timers, there's the I don't knowers, and then there's the enders, the ones that are getting at the end of the life cycle of the RV and wanting to get rid of it, and which we talked about earlier in the show, and what we're going to talk about a little bit later. But I guess at this time of the day, Randy, it would be great if you're going fishing, going down to the beach. It's a few hour drive.
Sunrise services.
I wonder how many different, Easter with the sunrise services. So if you're not going to skip church, and you can go down to the beach a little bit later, go to the lake. How many lakes do you think there are around in our local listening area, Randy?
I don't know, a bunch. If you counted them, I didn't.
No, and I was just starting to do that, and I was like, because usually where there's a body of water, there's an RV park, or 4 RV parks, or 10 RV parks, and that's one of the things I've noticed with a pattern with the 400 RV parks.
Well, I lived out at Canyon Lake, and I had to go down 306, and the horseshoe down there where they all get and float, you couldn't get through there. I had to go around around it. I had to find ways around it because there was thousands and thousands of people on 306 floating the Guadalupe River every weekend. And guess what happens on Easter? Double pack. And so everybody's heading out somewhere. Get that time away, and hey, making memories.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I wonder how much. I mean, how much is a tube to rent on the river right now, Randy? You think
$10 to $20,
and just to rent it, huh?
Just to rent it.
Wow, I'd like to be the guy renting the tubes out there. He can make a pile of money.
Thousands and thousands. They make a tremendous amount of money.
Yeah, and also another thing to do, and we've talked about it, is the especially today. There's the women's chili cook-offs, and just eating an event. That's one of the pastimes of people to do is to go eat, right, Randy? What do we do?
Hot dogs and hamburgers on Easter, huh?
If we can grab ourselves and get away from the phone for a little while, we can go out and have a cook-off with our family, a tailgating. Have you ever been to a tailgating event in an RV, Randy?
Yes, I have. Indiana, University of Indiana, with Ohio State playing there. I had bought a motorhome from a lady. Her husband had passed away. I think I mentioned it before. All they did was tailgating with it. This motorhome was never had a night spent in it until I got it.
And you went tailgating and that was a football game?
Indianapolis, Indiana, University of Indiana, where Ohio State was playing. My father-in-law had tickets to the Indiana game with Ohio State.
Yeah, and another thing, baseball, I know there's a little tailgating around the country of that. Basketball, I haven't ever heard of tailgating at a basketball game. Have you, Randy? Or
No,
a hockey game?
No, I haven't.
But one thing that's really big, and we just missed it, was over there in Austin, was the NASCAR.
Right.
That's really big on RV and camp. Have you ever seen the infield of a NASCAR racetrack?
Oh, yeah.
How many RVs do you think are in there,
Randy?
Randy?
Preboses in there. $2.5 million Preboses sitting in there with all the drivers and the crews and everybody.
Yeah, maybe that's what we should do, Randy, is go get a banner up with RV.media and go to the inside track at NASCAR. You want to sponsor that for us maybe up here in the coming months?
Well, next year, huh?
It's a possibility, huh?
It is a possibility.
So here we got the weekenders, and those are things to do. Go hiking and biking. Do you ever do any hiking or biking, Randy?
Both. Love it.
The great outdoors. That's a great thing to do. And on our website, RV.media, we've got a list with the Texas state parks on it. You just go right in there and click to it and hit state parks. It'll tell you where to go with your family. I mean, it's still early enough in the day where you can actually map out a place or two to go within our listener area. Isn't that right, Randy?
Yeah, great opportunity to take your family. Hey, a lot of short distances. You don't have to go a long way, even though I'm wanting to go to Big Bend.
Yeah, Big Bend would be real nice. And I found out there's a stargazing glamping park over there where it doesn't cost you anything to
Big
park.
Bend?
Yeah, way out there. I was like, it's in Alpine, Texas.
There's one in Burnet, Texas, too, that I've been to.
For stargazing?
Yep, and they had telescopes in every direction, and they'd let you look through them.
And I didn't realize this, I guess because I live within the city lights, is I was out in the outer areas of, what was that, Comal County the other night? And I pulled over in the rest area, actually it's over there by Fredericksburg, and I looked up and you could see all the stars.
Amazing, huh?
I didn't, and I guess because I never really look up and I'm always in the city or inside of a house, I was like, man, I want to get an RV and go look at the stars. You ever done anything like that?
Oh, yeah, a bunch of times. Like I say, we went to Burnett, Texas, where you could see them and walk around, talk to the nicest people, had a lot of time, a lot of information. They had really done their homework. They knew all about it, what the clusters were, where to look, how it moves, what time of the year. They got so much education about it that I did not know.
Yeah, and another thing is glamping. That's glamorous camping. That's one of the aspects of hardcore RVing. Randy, take one of them, Newell motor coaches when you take it out into the woods. Is that really camping, Randy?
Sure it is. You get out, you have campfires. I had a guy that I hunted with. Most of the time he wasn't around when I hunted, and one time we got together and we got out and had a campfire. Well, he'd never had a campfire. He always got in his motorhome, always had a real nice motorhome, and he wouldn't get out of it. Anyway, he had peeked out, saw us with a campfire, came out. He had the best time at that campfire. We also had a young boy that's dad was a big-time professor at Texas A&M, and he finally had talked his dad and letting him out. He had a blast with that campfire. It's amazing how much fun you can have with a simple campfire.
Well, and here's the thing. We'll go down to the full-timers next, but don't forget about the 3 hours of weekend RVing, Randy. It's relax, reconnect, and recharge. So there's the 3 different things to do. Just get away for a 3-day vacation. But what if you're someone that wants to spend more time in the RV, like sell everything, all you have, and give to the poor, and then go live in an RV. Would you do that, Randy?
I'm not ready for that, but that's always a possibility. I wouldn't mind traveling all the United States.
That would. There's 41,600 miles of Eisenhower Interstate. There's plenty of places to go. And full timers. There's what I've noticed in going in all these 400 RV parks that are. I've got some of them listed on RV.media. That's a lot of parks and a lot of typing for me to put them in there, Randy. But there's different kind of parks. There's a resort style park. There's a weekender. They're usually at the full timer parks. They have like 4, 5, or 10 slips in the front for weekenders, so they can still have people come to the parks. But there's so many kinds of activities for full time in RVs that are inside of these RV parks. There's gambling. There's knitting. There's study workshops, and then of course the winers. We've talked about them a number of times there, Randy. I don't know if I'd like to full time live in a vineyard. Would you?
No.
And another thing I found out is the being Easter Sunday and all. There's some little ministers and cowboy churches that go around to these RV parks and they start preaching. Randy, did you know that they're doing like a little mission?
Oh yeah.
It's kind of interesting that they do stuff like that. So full time it isn't for everybody. Moving from that 8,000 square foot house down to a 400 or 600 square foot RV can be a challenge for anybody. I don't know if I could do it. I've done it before, and I don't know that I'd want to do it again. But I would like to live the journey of traveling around the country in an RV, full time in it. But it takes some money to do that, doesn't it, Randy?
You got to have some kind of stream of income coming in for sure. But it would be so much fun. But just like I was telling you, a lot of people work at these RV parks for free camping and making a little extra money. I've appraised a big bus at one of them, and the people were cooking in the restaurant. And so I called them to come appraise their bus, and they told me, yeah, come see us at the
phone lines are open.
And also, I know a couple that's taken off, and they're taking a 4-month vacation. Both of them, one has a house in New Braunfels. They just got married. And one has a house in Kerrville. And he's got a big bus motorhome, and they're taking off for 4 months.
Wow. If you're one of those listeners who are just getting activated, just thinking about RVing with everything going on in the news, just health issues, age, and time, why not start today your journey? Randy, that would be the biggest recommendation I would give on Easter Sunday is let's get this thing going. The flowers are coming out. How many state parks do we say they were? Around 80? There's 110 historical sites. We got the Pertinalis Falls, the Blanco State Park. There's national parks in Texas. The people that don't know what to do, that's one good thing about RV.media is our website. We're starting to put together and aggregate all the places to go. Randy, with the apps, how to get there. The destinations with RV parks, state parks, there's national parks. You talk about Big Bend. Have you ever been to Padre Island National Seashore, Randy?
Yeah, I have.
Yeah, that's a good place. You can go right down there and dry camp on the Mustang Island over there in Port Aransas. You don't have to go all the way down to
there.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things to do with these RVers, and people that don't know, they just want to know, they want to get out from behind that desk, get away from that job, do the 3 R's of RVing, which is relax, reconnect, and recharge. Who doesn't need to get recharged? When do you recharge, Randy? What day of the week do you?
Sunday.
Is that when you kick back and relax?
I do. I do not work on Sunday.
You don't?
I do a little ministry on another radio show I have live on Sunday afternoon to 2 to 3, but you have to call me to find out when that time and that station is. But I know I need recharging a bunch. Every once in a while I'll take it an afternoon off and recharge also. But I love camping. I love traveling. I love windshield time. You've done a bunch of windshield time, picking up RVs all over the country.
Oh yeah. And it's just a wonder to see the all the places to go. I don't know how many places I drove by. I said, I'm going to go there one day. I'm going to stop there one day. Well, you know what I did one day, Randy? I did it. I stopped. I went to Graceland. I went to Niagara Falls. I went down to the Orlando. Went to Frontierland in Disney World. I decided to make the stops. Even though I was working, I was like, I'm going to live the life right here. This is unbelievable because how many people work to live, Randy, or do you live to work?
Well, the old country song, Living Like You're Dying, makes you want to think, that guy found out in the song, Tut McGraw, his son wrote the song, and Tug McGraw was dying, and he wrote that song, his son wrote that song, Living Like You're Dying. Sometimes we got to live the most we can at the short amount of time we've got. And you know, you don't have to own an RV to go to some of these spots. You can rent one, you can rent a cabin. There's so many places that you can go and use the best resources you have.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Randy. You know, we've talked about weekend camping, full-time camping, the I don't know people, which we've been hitting on, and that's the constant. There's so many things to learn about RVing, Randy, but what about the guy that's been everywhere, done everything, and seen everything? He's at the end of the life cycle. What does he do with that RV? What would you suggest to him, Randy?
Sell it, get you another one, or sell it and rent something. You know, if it's just sitting, drawing rent, you got storage, you got to look out for the roof, you got to have it under covered roof, and still there could be some problems. And you got insurance, you got upkeep. There's a lot of cost to an RV that's not being used. We want you to use an RV, but if you're not using it, you're wasting money.
Yeah, so, you know, they can reach out and go to the website, RV.media. There's a contact form on there. They can send us some information on the RV if they like. We'll reach out to them. It doesn't cost anything for a free appraisal. We can give them an idea. The market goes up and down, doesn't it, Randy?
Oh, definitely. Supply and demand, that's what counts. I just bought an RV for one of my employees to live in. He was living with his sister and brother-in-law and helping out in all kinds of ways. Well, they've been fighting and arguing, and it got worse and worse. So I had to help him out. I found an RV. I had a place to park it. So we parked it so he'll have a place to live. So now he's going to live out of that RV. Now I've got 2 or 3 different ways of sealing the roof. So we're going to seal the roof so it'll last. May end up putting a shed over it. I haven't decided. May end up putting a shed where it'll protect it, and he'll have a place to work on cars. He does some mechanic work for me and some other things. But we got to take care of people. I think there's going to be more and more people living in an RV than we've ever seen before. And what amazes me at these campsites, how many have put in for tents only. So I think we're going to see more people living out of them. Like I say, I bought a business for my son who cleans RVs, and he's cleaning a bus for a friend of mine. But he sanitizes. He takes some of the smell out. I'm not sure you can get all the smell out of a RV, but most of it. And he sanitizes it. This guy he wants to buy it, and he made a deal on getting it cleaned and sanitized before him and his wife take off. And it's a bus, so it's every opportunity. We've got a lot of connections on a lot of stuff. And like I said, we're going to seal this roof on this RV. Some places charge $15,000 to $18,000 to seal a roof, and isn't that crazy?
That is nuts. Well, hey, you know, phone lines are open if you want to call Randy at 830-708-4789. He can give you advice and tips on anything that we've discussed on this show. If you go to RV.media, you can listen to our past shows, find out about apps, different areas to go to, RV parks. All of our shows are on there. We're adding to it each and every day. Also, and then one of the things, and I'm so glad we put this up last week, one of our listeners sent a request in, Randy. They wanted to know about hitches. And okay, it was, all right, let's read it right here. Lisa, I have a half-ton truck. How do I hook my RV up? What would you tell Lisa there, Randy?
Well, number one, I hope she has a good equalizer hitch and how much weight it'll hold. I looked at a bumper the other day on a truck, and the max is 200 pounds on one bumper. So you better know a bumper will not hold a lot of weight. So you got to have an equalizer hitch that bolts to the frame. And then if you're pulling a pretty good size, half tons won't pull a lot of weight, but I think they've changed the rating scale on that recently. I'm seeing some things that used to not be that way, but depends on what she's pulling. If she needs an equalizer hitch, equalizer hooks up where it stabilizes the RV as you're going down the road, and it's a lot safer. So you need to know about equalizer hitches that go on the camper to the hitch. Make sure you got a strong enough ball. I'll tell you a little trick that I've learned over about 50 years ago. Make sure your tongue is level or pointing down a little bit. And this is very important because especially in wet weather, if you hit the brakes and the brakes don't grab exactly right on your camper, it pushes the rear end down. But I've seen some campers that are not leveled out or pointed up a little bit. It'll lift your rear end, and if you're going around a corner, you'll jackknife. So you got to really get everything lined up proper, correctly. And most RV places places will help you line that up. So she needs to know exactly what her weight, what she's pulling, how much she loads one down. I've seen some people load a camper down and just put a tremendous amount of weight on them with all the food and clothes and extra stuff and toolboxes. And, you've got to figure all the weight at one time.
Yeah, and also, another good thing about RV.media website, we actually have an area on there for a towing guide to see how much can my vehicle tow, right, Randy? The hitch is one thing, but how much can my vehicle tow? There's small little trailers, there's medium-sized trailers, there's larger trailers. I mean, what can I realistically do? I mean, it could tow 7,500, 3,500, 10,000 pounds. How much weight can one of those 1-ton diesels tow there, Randy?
Oh, they can tow a bunch. Most of the time, people overdo it, and that's just part of what they're trying to do. But I've had a lot of opportunity to pull more weight than I should, and you better make sure your electric brakes are working, make sure your brakes are working, and not get yourself in a tight spot that you got to hit those brakes and hit them hard.
One thing you don't need to hit the brakes on is listening to this show, right, Randy? You need to tune in each and every week. Wake up early as the sun's coming up, get yourself some coffee, turn into RV.media, listen to 1200 WAI each and every Sunday. We've come up with places to go, people to see, things to do. Look, we got a caller calling in right now, Randy.
Also, I've got this friend of mine that was complaining that he couldn't pull his camper fast enough, and I got the secret sauce to make it to pull. He was pulling up hills 45, 50 miles an hour, and I told him what to do, and now he's pulling his camper 60 to 70 miles an hour. So give me a call. I'll tell you what the secret sauce is, 830-708-4789. And because he was about to buy a lighter camper because he didn't want to swap trucks, he was thinking about buying a lighter camper. We've got a listener named Robert. We're looking for a camper for him. He wants a half ton. Remember I told you about that one, Jace? He wants a half ton, a 2021, 22 model camper. And we've been running across a lot of those because people bought them during COVID and they thought they were going to use them. And so if you've got something for sale, be sure and go to RV.media or give me a call, 830-708-4789. Love to talk to you about the possibility of buying your RV, your motorhome, your camper, whatever you have for sale.
Yeah, and our upcoming show, we're going to be talking about just, the different types of RVs, the way they're constructed. And there's an expense involved with RVs. You just need to keep it simple, Randy. You got storage, insurance, maintenance, parts, your loan, your value, and then just all the extras. It's not so simple keeping up with that doesn't include the fuel going out to camp or the food to put in your body, Randy.
Well, and it's not counting also the loss of value, because there's times when these campers bring a lot of money and there's times when they don't. You got to catch the high side when it's yours. And then consignment, you got to watch out who you consign with, because if you walk in there and it's too cheap, they're going to buy it. You're going to leave money on the table. And if it's too high, they won't try to sell it. So it's all on a percentage most of the time, don't you agree? And let me tell you, some of these service departments will overcharge you in a heartbeat.
Well, one good thing about what we do at RV.media and you, Randy Adams, is that if they want to get rid of that RV, they can reach out and call us. Go to the website, RV.media, and we can give them a free appraisal. And it's a real simple process, isn't it, Randy?
Oh, most definitely. Love to talk to you, the opportunity, give you some options, what you can do or what's the best thing to do. And we want you to do the right thing. We'll give you plenty of options, plenty of opportunity. Some people, let your family have it if they need it, or sell it to us. We give you the options of what's the best for you, what to do about it.
Well, and here we are coming to the end of the show here on Resurrection Sunday. Randy, I guess what they need to do is tune back in or go have a lot of fun today with the family, friends, and make those memories. That's what we always talk about.
Hey, and email us some questions on RV.media. We'll be glad to answer any questions you come up with. Remember the clubs that you can get into. Remember the opportunities with your family you can go and enjoy. I was talking to another couple the other day talking about how much fun they had, their kids growing up, going camping. And those kids will remember that. Just like my buddy talking about the camper that goes in the back of a truck. Here he is, 50 years old. He got excited. You're talking about excitement. You're talking about making memories. He was excited. He was making memories. He made memories, and he wanted to make them again.
Well, and that we're coming to the close here, Randy. I guess just everyone be safe out there and don't eat too many Easter eggs, I guess, and find a lot of hidden gems, which we know about hidden gems at RV.media.
Well, yeah, I hope they have a special time to spend with the Lord at their church, spend with their family, spend the right time, quality time. I'm going to tell you something. We don't know how much longer we got on earth. I want to spend quality time with my friends and my family and, hey, make memories. So thank you, Jace. God bless you. Hey, God bless you, listeners. I hope that we're trying to educate you, make a difference. I hope we're entertaining, too. We talk about some of the stories and some of the things that's going on with us and our families and our making the memories with the RVs. So God bless you. Thank you. Jace, tell the listeners goodbye.
You guys have a great day, and don't forget to tune in next week on your daily drive.
God bless you. Have a blessed Easter. Thank you for listening.
My name is Pastor Chad Shapiro, and I'm the pastor of Connect Church. The website is getconnected.church. I don't know about you, but many of us feel lonely and frustrated and more disconnected than ever these days. And we have created a digital church, an online church. So regardless of your schedule, you can meet from wherever you are in the world. Go to our website, getconnected.church. There's a prayer link. There's a way to get updates on Bible studies. The Bible studies are done online on Zoom as well as different on Facebook. And we are able to connect with different people from literally all around the globe, from India, Pakistan, Romania, Nigeria, Kenya, United States, Canada, and beyond. And we would love to be able to grow in the Word of God together with you. So come see us, getconnected.church. Facebook page is facebook.com/joingGCC. Take care and God bless you.